Good morning. This is Yolanda Hinton, host of FYI Morning Show Live, here with co-host Edward Everett, aka Mr. E. Mr. E, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing fair. You know how these old folk used to say, I'm doing fair in the Midlands.
In
I'm
the
doing
Midland.
fair in the Midlands. What that mean, I don't know. But I'm doing wonderful.
Well, how was your weekend?
Had a wonderful weekend. I went to Gospel Travelers musical, um, and uh, and it was pretty good on the weekend.
Very good,
And
very good.
then I did a little this and a little that, and but all is well.
Yeah, I had a great weekend. I tell you what, it was cold, but I got out there at the coldest day, which was Saturday, windy. I mean, it was so chilly, but I had some business to do and I had to get out there. And look, as soon as I finished, I came on back home to sit back in my cozy house. And I didn't have to worry about the cold. But anyway,
I
one
never
thing
seen the
I like
temperature.
about winter, Mr. E, even though it's cold, it's usually sunny. We get a lot of sun, and that's what really makes me feel alive, even though we get the cold. But anyway, we're here, Mr. E, this Monday morning. I want to welcome all our listeners, our viewers. Let's welcome Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Listen. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. As a matter of fact, go right now and subscribe to our channels, all of them. Even over here at TikTok, Y Hinton, YHINTON. Please help us to bring up our numbers so we can reach more people. And not only that, we can actually start making conversation with you all face to face over here on TikTok. But don't forget to go over to YouTube, Crystal Records One, our newest, one of our other newest platforms, CRISTO Records One, and at FYI radio show host Yolanda Hinton. Go over there
Yeah,
and please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We promise we shout you out when we see your name. Uh, is that right, Mr. E?
that's right. Soon we see your name, we'll give you a shout out to let you know we recognize who's who, and who's listening. Miss Hinton, you was talking about the weather earlier.
Yes.
I probably did, but it was 19 degrees, 16 degrees on Saturday. And,
Yes.
and I said to myself, it is cold. But it wasn't cold, but it was more of the wind
The wind.
that made it cold. But
Absolutely.
other than that, it was a great weekend.
Absolutely. Sheila Robbins just popped on. I saw the text come in on the feed, on the chat. And good morning, Sheila. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you all that are listening and viewing, say something in the chat so we can shout you out. Mr. E, whoo, we want to welcome our sponsors, of course, beardguards.com and also Bulvic, Bulvic. You all will give you information later on down in the show about sponsors. But we want to just thank you all for tuning in. We got a great show because we're going to talk about Mr. E. First of all, this is FYI Mondays. Sports Talk. You know we had to highlight the
Yes,
Super Bowl on last evening. Mr. E, did you see the Super Bowl?
yes, I watched the Super Bowl from start to finish. I looked at the Super Bowl and I said to myself, when it first got kicked off, is it really a Super Bowl? Because
Mr. E,
because
who made it to the Super Bowl?
well, the teams that made it to the Super Bowl was the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Just in case you want to know, the score was 29-13, but it was a field goal kicker.
Oh my goodness. Can we start there, Mr. E? First of all, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. Game. I thought it was a great game. The score again was 29-13. But Mr. E, let's talk about. We're going to talk about the opening and all that. But let's just touch on it a little bit. Then we'll go to what happened in the beginning of the Super Bowl, and then we're going to really get into some of the things that took place with the teams. Mr. E, it was a field goal win.
It started off being field goals.
It started off being field goal. Can I
That
give my theory?
it started off being field goals, field goals, field goals. I said, "Whoa!" Super Bowls and games are won by field goals. It could be because we've seen some of the regular seasons game that was won by a field goal. And so it started out with the field goal, and the defense was on point. The offense was on point. So defense on every team was playing defense. The offense, but then I saw how Seattle Seahawks got down there to the rhythm, got in rhythm. A fella by the name of Walker. My God,
Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I want to go back up again, the Seattle Seahawks, and then you have the Patriots that played on last evening. I hope you all got a chance to see it. If you don't, of course, you can look at highlights and all that kind of good stuff. But Mr. E, you mentioned field goals, which it had. Well, I felt like the Seahawks won it because of the field goals, but I also felt like it was strategic. Now, whether it was strategic for them, it looked like it was strategic in the sense that we better get some numbers. We better get some numbers quick now, even if we got to get field goal numbers. We've got to get ahead of the game. And so I felt like that was pretty strategic. But this is what I also felt, Mr. E. I felt like you got two teams making it to the Super Bowl. You had the best of the best. I don't think what I think is the reason why they weren't scoring. I felt as though they were the best of the best, and they both had the energy, the power, and the stamina to keep each other from really scoring. They had to do something. I feel like the Seahawks had to do something because you had, like you just said, you mentioned the defense. You mentioned Seahawks defense. You mentioned the Patriots defense, and those boys was both of those teams were popping. Those teams were popping so much so that they could not really get down to the end unless the Seahawks made those field goals. The Patriots were playing just as hard as they were. But like you said, eventually, let's talk about the stride you just said. Eventually, somebody had to pop. Somebody had to get it in. And the Seahawks made that first touchdown. And I said, okay. But it didn't mean that what you call it? Well, it meant that they were ahead because at that point, the Patriots were zero. But like I said, they were like that to me because you had the best of the best. They were playing hard. I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna let you tell your theory. Who I feel really, really kept the Patriots from really getting it in, and I think it was Drake May.
who?
Drake May.
Who's that? The quarterback?
Yes. I felt like now, let me tell you why I felt like that. It's because, and I want you all to get into the chat. You all give me your opinion. Drake May, in the beginning of the Super Bowl, they showed him in the locker room, Mr. E, and he was very tense, he looked very insecure, and he was playing just like he was looking in the in the back before they came out. He seemed as though he was not sure of himself, and he played to me just like that. I feel like he was really the odd man in uh, the
I,
Patriots game.
I disagree with you because when I look at football, when I looked at the football games, I saw two teams.
Mm-hmm.
I saw an offense and I saw a defense. I
Uh-huh.
saw the uh, Seattle Seahawks offense. I saw the New England Patriots defense. I believe this when I think that it could have been a runaway if they didn't if they had to stop Seattle from scoring. The
Uh-huh.
defense came alive. Now I turned around and May couldn't get nobody open because the Seattle defense came alive. I believe that in the first half it was a defense game.
Yes,
It wasn't offense, it was defense and defense on both sides. It
it
was
was.
defense because when you got down to the red zone, when you got down to the red zone, Seattle couldn't put it in.
Yeah.
When you got down to the red zone, New England couldn't get it in.
That's right.
But the thing about it was, you couldn't put it on one person. Like you have to look at the whole game in a whole. The defense on each squad came out to play. The
Right. That's
kickers,
what I said.
the kickers came out to play. Now, the quarterbacks came out to play, regardless if it was their first Super Bowl, but they came out to play. Maybe the coach is his first Super Bowl. They didn't understand what they need to do. But when you started looking at the stats of the game, when you started looking at what happened in Levi Stadium, you find that Seattle Seahawks wanted it more than New England Patriots.
Why do you say that?
We find out that they went all the way down to the red zone. No, they couldn't punch it in, but they kicked a field goal. And so they gave the ball back to Seattle Seahawks. The kicker for the Seattle Seahawks put the ball all the way down to the 1 yard line
Yes.
and gave New England poor field position. New England could not get nothing going for them.
That's
They
what I
couldn't get no cylinders whatsoever because Seattle was playing a defense that was unorthodox. They was playing a 5, a 4, and a 3. They was playing a 3, a 4, and a 2. They was playing these 4, 4, and 2, and 3. They was playing different styles of defense. They
yes.
was playing rushing the ball. They was playing stunt man. They did everything by the book just to shut down New England Patriots. Every defensive player on the Seattle Seahawks came to work. They came to work.
Yeah.
From the kickers to the defensive cornerback. Look at this. Now, one Gonzalez for the New England Patriots, he came to play because the second time, 2 times they went in his direction, and guess what? He shut it down. That's for the New England Patriots because
Yeah.
that should have been 2 touchdowns,
Coulda,
but
woulda,
he shut
shoulda.
it down. He shut it down. But what I see that happened here is what they turned this fellow loose by the name of Walker, Kenny Walker. Kenny Walker was turned loose, and because Kenny Walker was turned loose, he played that run game. Now, New England wasn't ready for the run game. That boy did 2 steps.
Who is that?
Kenny Walker.
Uh-huh.
That's the running back for the Seattle Seahawks. How in the world the defense for New England? Now you say you saw the game.
That's what
The
the whole thing.
defense, the defense for the New England Patriots shut down. How in the world can a running back walk up to the line and pick holes?
Mr.
He
E.
walked up, he walked up to the line and he looked to see if the hole was open. Then he jetted out there. He
So
he
yeah.
skipped up to the line and see. But if the defense was on point for the New England Patriots, that man would have an opportunity to skip up to the line. He skipped up to the line and picked his holes out. And then when he
Absolutely.
picked his holes out, this guy ran so much yesterday that it was remarkable that he had 135 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He had
Yes.
135 yards. Kenny Walker ran for the Super Bowl last night. He was the most valuable player, and he showed them that his hesitation steps, his hesitation step that he ran was off the
Yeah.
chain.
Absolutely. Again, I saw the game. I saw two fabulous teams playing. The defense, like you said, on both sides was off the hook. And
And
I
he
think
has
that's why you didn't see a lot of touchdowns. Those guys were uh, stopping each other from getting there, except for the field goal. They wouldn't have scored. I don't believe they would have scored until that later on in the game, like we saw the first touchdown. They
let,
did eventually. The Seahawks scored later on in the game, but what I'm saying is, when I spoke about Drake May, I said his stamina, the way he came out, was the way he played. That's my point. I know it's a team thing, but I'm just saying him coming out there as one of the main players, he was just, I think you could see him how he was a little bit, just his nerves didn't seem to be right.
let me
But
tell you,
that did not stop. I'm saying I believe that the Patriots did a fabulous
yes,
job in
yes.
stopping the Seahawks from getting those touchdowns. And
Come in.
but I feel like the Seattle Seahawks, had to have a strategy of some kind. They had to do something, and so those field goals really saved them, made them, come ahead. They began to do, I think it was three field goals, and they had to do something or else. This is the thing. They knew that
Yes,
the Patriots could stop them
I
through
need
their defense. This is how I see
it.
it.
Spot
They
on.
knew it. So they had to have a strategy of, listen,
I need
we get a chance,
I'm trying to
we got to
call.
score by any means necessary. We got to get those field goals in, and they
Yeah.
did. Um, and then eventually they began to, they
JJ.
got a touchdown. So this is the best. You're talking about the best of the best, the best of the best.
Come here. Is it back on?
And
Back on?
Mr. E, can you mute your?
PCE.
Mr. E, can you mute? Let me mute him.
Did you check $100 for
Okay, so yes. So what do you all think about the game? I thought it was a great game. I thought it was a fabulous game, and uh, I thought it was just two of the best teams. I really, really, really felt like I would have preferred to see some other teams get there, but hey, they had what it took, and they got there, and it was absolutely wonderful.
You got to forget it.
Okay, uh, Mr. Mr. E, are you? Do you need to be muted? Is somebody in here on our show talking with you? Okay, you want me to unmute? Do you want me to mute you?
Yeah, I'm back now.
Okay, so what I was saying was, um, yeah, you got the best of the best at the Super Bowl, defense on point. Let me finish, please. On point. Uh, I really believe that the Seahawks had to do something. They had to have a strategy because they realized that the Patriots defense came to play. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
right.
believe that they said, wait a minute now. These boys, now we might be good, we might be here too, but we got to stop them by any means necessary, and we've got to score because If it wasn't for those field goals, I don't know if they would have scored. I don't know, but I'm saying they had to do something, Mr. E, and I think the strategy was good to go ahead and get those field goals to get ahead of the game. Eventually, they got that touchdown, and they they they, they were so good, Seattle, that the Patriots couldn't score whatsoever until the near the end.
I wish Dallas Cowboys would have picked this fellow by the name of Kenny Walker. Let me tell
You
you,
said, did you say Dallas Cowboys?
yes, I wish Dallas Cowboys had a picked him. Because when you look at Kenny Walker, this guy is deaf
Why did you say Dallas Cowboys?
because he's a great running back.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
This guy is deaf. Kenny Walker is deaf. DEAF.
Okay, and he
Yeah,
plays for who?
he plays for Seattle Seahawks.
Okay,
He the one that scored that ran all them that did that skip in the football game.
yeah.
He got deaf at the age of 2 years old. He got it from meningitis,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not allowing that deafness to keep his gift.
I like that.
And he made and he had a and he made the most valuable player.
Absolutely.
Seattle had a great season.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to choose a second team to go along with the Dallas Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks would have been my team.
Okay. Who would you have preferred to see at the Super Bowl, Mr. E? I mean, in your world.
Now, when you look up at the stadium, was the stadium completely packed?
Just about. Not all the way, but they had a
I'm
good
telling
number
you,
of
I, I would have preferred to see the Dallas Cowboys there.
and who else? With who?
Dallas Cowboys, uh, they could have been against New England.
Okay.
See, because I think Seattle is the NFL, and and New England is an AFL.
Okay, AFL and who else? And what is
New England Patriots. I would like to see Dallas Cowboy play against New England Patriots.
Patriots?
Someone from that.
How come the
It,
Patriots?
well, Patriots. They had at least they was if they had a won last night, they would have been tied with Pittsburgh for the Super Bowl ring.
Okay.
So now they're tied three ways with the Dallas Cowboys, the 49ers, and
Okay.
the you know three-way tie now with five Super Bowl rings. Now, the reason why I chose Seattle Seahawks to win the Super Bowl because nobody and when you did the history when they do the history on a running back, now they looking at who he is. Now here's the thing, the straw that broke the camel back. Now we just got rid of a Diggs. Come here.
All right. So, in the meantime, while Mr. E is, I'm gonna put him on mute. But before we finish, I want to go over, some of the things that took place. And in opening, we had a beautiful, beautiful uh, uh, young lady, Coco Jones, and she sang "Lift Every Voice." I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and it was just at the right time, with so much going on in our country and everything. I just thought, and then this is Black History Month. I just thought it was just fitting for her to do uh, that particular song, and she did it so well. Also, we had the Star Spangled Banner with Charlie Puth, I believe Puth. He performed the national anthem, and he did like a jazz kind of sweet, nice, lovely version of the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. It was really nice. Uh, all right. The halftime show. The halftime show. Oh my goodness. What about the halftime show? With Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is a Puerto Rican rapper and singer known for popular, popular Latin trap and reggaeton globally. He is one of the most, you hear this, the most streamed artists in history and has won multiple Grammys. He did a great job.
What you think about that?
Who? Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny, look, Bad Bunny was bad. I love the show, but I didn't understand that that
No,
one.
I didn't
But I like
understand.
the energy. I like the energy, and I like the fact that Puerto Rico is America, part of America, and so uh,
Why
hey,
were they in the cornfield?
I'm not sure. I think it was like
Crossing
the
the border?
culture. I think it had to do with uh, exposing their culture and.
Crossing the
You
border?
know, even though they are United States citizens, it's the culture now. Just like African American people, we have a certain culture. That's their culture, and they came out with the dance and all the fun moves
I
and
did not understand one, the cornfield, two, the telephone poles.
Missy, take a second look at it and see what the message was in it.
I
Uh,
could, I
Somebody
could,
said they wish they had, the caption where you could see see what they were saying first of all. But it was all about, patriotism. It was all about the
their culture.
Hispanic culture saying, "Hey, we are part of this, but this is who we are." And so I thought it was really good. The Bad Bunny. Everybody, well, mostly everybody except y'all's president didn't like it
Now
too much.
they would have knocked it. They would have knocked it if it had been a black culture because everybody was up there dancing. All you saw was dancing and shaking and dancing and
Mr.
you know
E,
and he was doing the hump and
that's their culture. So I'm saying, this is what I'm saying, as Hispanic people that are part of the Americas, we've got to embrace them and their culture. Or I'm just saying, just like African American, just like other cultures, we are in it and we are different. We may be under the same umbrella, but we are different. That's what they were showing, their patriotism as Latino. Uh,
but other than that, I
people.
like the energy.
Yes,
I, but I wish I could interpret it, the words that he was saying.
well, but before we finish this segment, let's talk about the Super Bowl ads. And wow, Mr. E, that money is off the hook. We
Miss
got to look
Hinton,
a few numbers. Yes.
Miss Hinton, let me tell you
What
about
you think about it? First of all, I thought it was so many commercials in the first part of it. I was like, listen, I'm exhausted seeing so many ads. But Mr. E, those people were paying big money. What do you think?
the 20. Listen to what I pulled up. The 2026 Super Bowl halftime show production is expected to cost over $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
From
Per
10 million,
ad,
yeah, up to 15 million.
30-second commercial cost. Uh huh.
And they said covering the stage, the lighting, and the logistics expenses. The NFL show paid headliners, performers a traditional fee, but cover all production costs and provided unscaled compensation of $1,000 a day.
Whew, all I can say is if you got the money, I tell you what, they had so many commercials, and but these people paid big time. But look at the viewer. It was so many people, millions and millions and millions worldwide, uh, looking, and so it's definitely worth the money,
The,
being
half,
able to reach so many people.
the halftime show was sponsored by Apple.
Ooh. Okay, so Mr. E, you go ahead and carry on. We're going to continue a little while longer over here. What did you all think about the halftime show? I thought it was absolutely fabulous. The only thing I couldn't understand a word they were singing. The energy was there, and you knew that they were putting out a message, and they were uh, inviting us into their culture, even though they're American citizens, their culture, how they do things, how they move, how they sing, how they feel about life and how they feel about the things that are going on. they are being affected a lot, the Hispanic people, because of this ICE thing, ICE, and the fact that ICE is out here, doing what it do, but a lot of people think that they are extreme. And so you're going to hear from the Latino people, and Hispanic people, they're going to, have a voice, and they're going to say, hey, what they feel is right, what they feel is wrong, and what they're going to stand up for. So, they're going through a whole lot. And I think this was kind of like just a breath of fresh air, how they're still, determined to stand strong, even against the odds, against what's going on, and against something that is really affecting Latino people. Let's talk about, let's see. So anyway, we talked about the show and how much it costs, but let's get back to the game. I really, really enjoyed this Super Bowl game. I looked at it from top to bottom, from the beginning to the end. I did love the energy of both teams. I knew that they were the best of the best because they were working hard to keep each other from making those scores. Um, but I feel like Seattle made sure that they did something to get ahead. I think they were very strategic. All of them looked good, played well, and they made it to the end. They made it to the end, and they deserved it. Either team that would have won deserved it, because guess why? They were winning all the time. They didn't just get there and say, "Oh, okay, let's try to win this game." They had a they had a great season. Each of those teams had a great season, and so I did not make a prediction, because to me it would have been any man's game. It could have been anybody, any of those teams, Patriots or Seattle, to win the Super Bowl. But we look at Seattle, and they are definitely known for their defense, and so we knew that they were going to bring that. The Patriots brought what they brought because they also had a great season, and they also, made great moves throughout the season. I just feel as though they did not count on Seattle doing a little extra. And with the field goals, I think that was a little extra to get them ahead. Uh, the Seattle Seahawks, they were like unstoppable, unmovable. They was just like beasts. To me, they had a little bit more than the Patriots. The Patriots was on fire too, but they just had a little bit more. And so, it was a great game. I hope you all enjoyed it. You all let me know in the chat how you feel about it. Is that the team that you were looking for to win? Is that the team that you were looking for to go to the Super Bowl? Some people didn't even, I talked to a lot of different people before the Super Bowl, and some people were not interested because their team weren't there. Oh, my team is not there. Hey, whatever. And so, is this the team that you all want to see go to the Super Bowl? Who was the team that you wanted to come and perform at the Super Bowl, play at the Super Bowl? Mr. E, he wanted his Cowboys. You find some other folks. I talked to another guy, and he was talking about Kansas City and Washington. And one guy I talked to, he said Philadelphia. If Philadelphia is not there, he has no interest in the Super Bowl. So a lot of people were really kind of like, oh, my team is not there. I'm not going to get enthusiastic. But I'm glad I was neutral. I was very enthusiastic about it. From the time it started, I was locked, and I finished looking at the game. Again, a lot of people were cynical about the Super Bowl because their team weren't there. And so it was just amazing. Mr. E, you back. Are you back?
Man, it was gone cold
All
yesterday.
right, let's put. All right, Mr. E, are you back? No, he's not. Anyway, he's popping in and out. Mr. E got meetings and things, so he's popping in and out. In the meantime, look, y'all. I hope you all enjoyed it. This is it now. You know, we're going over to the NBA, which is already in progress. You know, they played a lot of games and a lot is going on over there. We'll be going over there now. And we're going to enjoy those games, and we're going to bring our opinion and perspective and information about the NBA. In the meantime, look, we got some upcoming shows coming. Of course, we're going to continue our FYI Monday Sports Talk. This evening, we'll put on a show for our After Dark show. We come on After Dark Mondays at 6 p.m. on social media. Sometimes we're live, sometimes we do a replay, but we will be back this evening with something, a show or either live. We're going to have a Valentine's Day segment. Hope you all join us. It's all about that love, baby. And, how do you enjoy Valentine's Day? Some people are really cynical about a lot of things. Some people, they put a lot of things on the back burner. Well, I don't go all out. Hey, I've been married or in love for a while. We just do a bare minimum. But then some folk go way, way out and do great things and have great fun. Somebody mentioned the other day about Valentine's Day for families. I thought that was cool. And then somebody else said this, and I thought this was really good. Even if you don't have, even if you're not married or you're not in a relationship, you are loved by someone, and you got your parents. I remember I used to bring little teddy bears and candy and stuff to my mom. I was married though, and shared, of course, gifts with my husband. But you know, it, a mate is not the only one you have love for, and so for that reason, you can definitely um, share love with somebody. Don't sit back, oh, I'm not, I don't have a man, I don't have a woman. Look, you have somebody that you care for. And so take the time to care for them, give them something, or talk to them, write a poem to them, or do something that say I care. If you want to engage in Valentine's Day in some kind of way, and if you're not in a relationship, you can still participate in it. Like I said, Valentine's Day for family. You may have children, and just make it wherein you don't have to get depressed every time there's a holiday. Every time there's a holiday. Oh, I can't do Thanksgiving. Mom and dad gone. Oh, I can't. I had a uncle. He would cry every holiday, depressed every holiday, uh, because he felt as though mommy and dad is not here. But I'm saying when these holidays roll around, try to, you know, if you want to engage into the holidays, try to do it, feeling good. There's nothing wrong with, when you feel something, we miss those that we've had around us, our moms, and we miss them. But you have other people that you can love, and other people can love on you. That's what I'm saying. Not that you don't feel bad because or depressed or set. I'm not saying that. I'm saying make sure, in order to sometimes stay out of that funk, to share your love with people that are around you. People. I know a lot of times folk feel as though people are inconvenienced. Sometimes we do feel like, oh, I don't want to be bothered with them. Oh, I don't want to be bothered. I don't. But when you make connections with people, don't you know that is one of the greatest things? When you do come together with folk, when you do socialize, and you can socialize at your pace and the way you want to, but get together with folk. Don't isolate yourself. Don't sit back and put your head under cover and feel like there's not any love out there for you. When you make that connection, it means a lot. The two greatest commandments is love the Lord with all your heart, mind, and soul, and then love It's the two greatest. Love your neighbor as yourself. That is the two great. That means you love to connect, make the connection. It's fire. It's a lot. It means a lot. And so we got the Valentine's Day talking about that love. We're trying to bring in our love doctor to talk about relationships and things like that. Also, Black History Month. This is Black History Month, and it means so much to us. African American people have gone through so much, and so on in February we highlight and we highlight not just to show ourselves, but to teach others about who we are, what we've come through, where we are, and where we're going. This is a great teachable moment. This is a great time to, share who we are. On Friday, we talked about the invention, things that we use every day that that was invented by African American people. Some things that you may not think was actually developed and invented by black Black Americans, Black that had come from Africa. God gave them talent, uh, gave us talent. God has given us so much. And if it wasn't for slavery and stuff like that, can you imagine uh, how far we would have been? We have come a long way, but that's through our fight, through our effort, through those that have helped us to get in places and doors, and God Himself uh, has opened a way for those who advocate and fight for our right, that we may have a chance like any other individual. And so we're climbing, we're making strides, we're in places. Don't you know we got billionaires, Black billionaires, African American billionaires now? That would, in the years past years back, that was uncalled for. We had our millionaires, but you're talking about now reaching heights as never before. People that were enslaved now, we're in all the rooms. We're in politics. We're doctors, lawyers. We own businesses. We're everywhere. We live where we want. We have mansions. We have the opportunity to live next door to anybody and everybody. You can't tell us we can't live in a certain place. The laws don't allow you to do that. Well, you're black. You can't look that those days are over. But African Americans had to fight to get in those places. They had to fight for rights and still fighting for the rights of one another. So we'll continue to talk about it and make this a teachable moment, not just for others, other races, or your children, just across the board. Make our history known. A lot of times they're not covering it in school. That's all right. Cover it in the community. Cover it in your home. Cover it in your church. Can't nothing stop this. Can't nothing stop us from progressing. Because why? It's in our hands to teach. It's in our hands to continue to evolve and grow. You can't stop that. And then we have the ability to see God, to see light with God-fearing people. And so that keeps us going higher and higher and higher. Okay, so we'll do the Black History Month. And also we have a few things that we do. Our segment, Cryptocurrency, Money, and More, Jason Baker. I'll be doing Hot Topics. If you all want to be a special guest on Hot Topics, come on, let me know. Go on and inbox me. Also, Wednesday, we do men's issues. Fun Friday, women's issues. We're going to be doing Around the Town. Mr. E, as soon as he can get freed up, we're going to be doing Around the Town with Everette. Look, don't forget to follow us on social media. Again, over here on TikTok, Y Hinton, YHINTON. Please, we need the numbers in order to actually bring you all into our space to see you, to talk face to face. We've got to get 1,000 folks. This is the newest platform, and we're up to about almost 900. I think we need about 100 and something. If you all would go right now and please subscribe, please follow, so we can get those numbers, so we can pull you in. And don't forget Crystal Records One, CRISTO on YouTube, Crystal Records One, and also FYI radio show host Yolanda Hinton. That's on YouTube. Then there's all our Facebook pages, our fan pages, our personal pages, our FYI radio pages on Facebook, our IFYI on Facebook, along with LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. Y Hinton over there at Instagram and Twitter. We're definitely over there at Y Hinton, and also on Instagram at FYI Radio Show. Please, please, and please again, if you will, go to those platforms and follow us. We'll follow you back. How about that? We'll follow you back. So listen, it's good seeing you all. Again, let us know in the chat what you think about the Super Bowl, and did your team make it there? If not, were you into it? Do you ever? So one guy told me he don't even look at Super Bowl games. You know, he's not into sports like that. But we have to cover these things doing sports talk, and so we hope you all have enjoyed our perspective and point of view about the Super Bowl. So look, I'm going. We'll see you all later on this evening. We want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if we did not mention you, it's because we don't see you in the chat. I'm over here on Instagram, and I do see some folks. G Tally 4 join. Hi. Also K10 Pit. Join us over here on Instagram, on Facebook. I know Sheila popped up. If I don't see you, it's not that I'm trying to slight you. It's just that I can't see all with us on all these different platforms and things like that. TikTok. Oh, it's a lot of you guys up here. Thank you so much. Please, Y Hinton, please go ahead and follow us so we can get the numbers. And times like this, I can pull you in. We can talk face to face. I can see who you are, and we can really enjoy one another. So look, have a wonderful, 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 wonderful day. And we'll see you back here this evening or Wednesday for our men's issue segment. Have a beautiful time. Look, stay warm. If you're in Hampton Roads, it's cold as I don't know what. But we're going to have some warmer weather this week. So we have hope that we can really get out and, enjoy a little bit more warm. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Where I am now, I'm better than before.